Firstly, I'd like to apologize for the delay, given that this is our first online event. We were facing some technical issues. I'd like to thank everybody for bearing with us, and I think I'll hand it over now to the Master of Ceremonies, Ms. Kajol Shah, and we'll begin with the inauguration. I'd like all the participants to turn on your cameras. I need to see everybody on the screen.
Very good morning to everyone present here today. Before we begin with the ceremony, let us invoke the presence of Goddess Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, wisdom, and learning, as we believe that no auspicious event is ever complete without the blessings of the Almighty. So let us all join our hands and close our eyes as we play this short prayer. Once again, a very good morning to one and all present here. I'd like to extend my heartiest welcome to all the students, participants, esteemed professionals, and our dignitaries, Dr. Ashok India and Dr. Swati Rautela, for gracing the 6th Intra Moot Court Competition 2021, organized by the University of Mumbai Law Academy, with their valuable presence. Umla is a relatively new college, but it warms up my heart to see so many people coming up to support us in our endeavors. It's wonderful knowing that we have the backing of some of the best lawyers, judges, and people of our generation. The pandemic has been hard on all of us, but it makes me feel proud to know that we as a community have still not given up and are adapting so well to these new versions of reality. On that note, I'd like to take a moment and introduce my beloved core team for the Moot Court Society of the University of Mumbai Law Academy. Mr. Nathan Shinde, he is the president for the year. He is as immaculate in his work in MCS as he is with his grades. Mr. Chintan Pasad, vice president for the year. If you ever need a problem solved patiently and smartly, he is your guy. Mr. Chittesh Dalmia, he is our General Secretary. He is as helpful gets. Are we going to be able to spotlight Chittesh? Cool, moving on. Ms. Neha Patil, our treasurer, she is undoubtedly good with numbers, but she is also one of the best researchers our college has to offer. Ms. Nidhi Fagania, she is the convener for the year. She is the embodiment of calm and composed, along with having a knack for getting the job done. Mr. Nek Puri, he is our deputy vice president. He is someone you always know would have your back. Nick is hands down one of the most reliable people you're ever going to come across. And then there's Miss Satvika Dixit as Deputy General Secretary. She is as sweet gets, but she's also very stern and she is a huge team player. And last but not the least, yours truly, Ms. Kajol Shah, the co-convener for the MCS for the year 2021-22. I'd now like to call upon Ms. Neha Patil to introduce the dignitaries for the day.
Our first guest of honor needs no introduction, as we have with us our director, Dr. Swati Rotela ma'am. Swati ma'am has been an associate professor with the Department of Law and has 22 years of teaching experience under her belt. Ma'am has also participated and presented various research papers in national international conference, UGC recognized journals, as well as impact factor journals. Ma'am has drafted e-content on relevant subjects and submitted to the Department of Law for online platform. I would now like to call upon Dr. Swati Rotela ma'am to say a few words.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, good morning to all the students. Good morning, Dr. Ashok Kende, who is the founder director of the University of Mumbai Law Academy. Students, I'm very proud of you because even during the pandemic and in this phase where a lot of difficulties we all are facing, last year it has been difficult for us to organize this event of moot court competition, but nevertheless this year you all have taken the initiation, and with all your efforts, especially Dr. Nisha madam and all the students, the moot court committee, I congratulate you all for associating yourselves, and with your association today we could organize this grand event. And I know this is a part of your learning process. We all are learning, okay? So it is a teaching, learning, evaluation process for all of us. So there will be successes, there may be a small failure, or sometimes it may not be up to the mark, but nevertheless, I always say that we all have to learn from whatever we have missed, okay? It is not a mistake, but we do miss out certain things, and we have to eventually learn for the future. So definitely, students, all of you, I'm very, very proud of you, and definitely you have put in a lot of efforts. I have seen all of you, the committee members, coming to the campus of University of Mumbai Law Academy, Kalina, and doing your part, your role to organize this event, to prepare the necessary documents which were necessary, which had to be sent to the dignitaries, and inviting everyone for this particular event. And as a part of learning, you are also doing research when you are progressing into the problem resolving. Being a lawyer, you have to be a good person with good communicative skills. You have to be expressive, expressing yourselves so that the other person understands you, and accordingly your matters or your client's matters are resolved. So lot of reading is also involved into the same, and the content has to be relevant. So definitely, I believe all our students who are participating in this great competition, which is only for our students today, but definitely in the coming time, we are going to organize the Intra Moot Court competitions for the students, because now things have become simple for us. It is not necessary we have to outreach to the other places. Online also we can do the execution. So this blended mode of teaching learning is definitely assisting us, and I think it will be easy for us to organize inter moot court intra moot court competition also for the students. I also welcome all my teachers who have been assisting me continuously. It is Dr. Nisha Madam, Professor Uma Nehare, Dr. Keval Uke, because without them, it would have been very, very difficult for me to continue and look into the administrative functioning of University of Mumbai Law Academy. Definitely the non-teaching staff who are also assisting me, and I thoroughly welcome them all and thank them all also. That is your association with Mr. Ankit, Mr. Rupesh, and Mr. Sumit. So there are two more add-ons with us. It is Mr. Ganesh Golatkar. He is a technician assistant for doing the result work. And there is a new pune who is also assisting us. So we look for more, and I definitely wish you good luck, good success, and I wish this success be a great event, and the outcome is to be good learning. And thank you, students, for inviting me once again, and I wish you good luck. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words and wisdom. Moving ahead, our chief guest of honor, Dr. Ashok Kende, sir, is the founder director of our beloved University of Mumbai Law Academy. Sir has served as professor and head of the Department of Law, University of Mumbai. After retirement, he started Yande Legal Associates in Mumbai and is working as its managing partner. Our esteemed founder had humble beginnings coming from a small village in Vidarbha. He began his career in the Department of Law, Nagpur University, and headed leading law institutes in the country. Besides completing his LLM from University of Mumbai and PhD from Pune University, he has successfully guided 8 students for PhD degree. He has his credits, 7 books and many publications. He has worked as a member of Governing Council of Government of Law College, Mumbai, and first Professor of Chief Justice M.C. Chagla Chair on Human Rights in the University of Mumbai. He has participated in a number of national and international conferences on diverse topics, including organized by universities, United Nations, as Center of Howard Kennedy School, and represented committees of various universities as well as United Nations. Recently, he addressed participants as an NGO speaker for the 11th virtual session of the United Nations held on 29th March. He is the founder president of Global Vision Indian Foundation and his consultative status with the United Nations. He tried to bring change in the system by Citizen Forum of Change through various PRs. He has been recognized through various prestigious awards such as National Law Award conferred by the International Council of Jurists, Person of Eminence Award by the Women's Economic Forum, Mahatma Award by Live Week from USA. He has trained more than 1,000 law students in clinical legal education. He had passed the program on policy designing conducted virtually by Howard Kennedy School, United States. He is creating awareness among people through YouTube channel, Borderless Life Education. With more than 30 years of rich, extensive experience in teaching, Sir is out-of-the-box thinker, multitasker, passionate man, possesses a unique ability to inspire students. Recently, his book, Science of Breathing, A Pathway to Conscious Life, has been published by Amazon. I would now like to call upon Dr. Yende, sir, to say a few words.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes,
Can
sir.
you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So thank you for my kind words about me. And it's a humble beginning of career in my life. I'm very grateful to Director Dr. Swati Rautela for remembering me and the students for remembering me. And I really appreciate the efforts of the Moot committee under the leadership of Dr. Swati Rautela, then Mr. Nisha Madam, who guided the students, Dr. K and other faculty members, and under the presidency of Mr. Natha. And I'm very happy that my first gold medal in the name of my late parents was declared by the university and it was awarded at the hands of the governor of Maharashtra and Nathan Shinde and one of the students, they have been awarded that first gold medal in the Raj Bhavan recently. And on Mr. Nathan, there is Chintan, Neha, Nidhi, Kajol, Nek, Tasvika, and other members. And Dr. Swati Madam just now told that how students have effortlessly done all these things and tried to organize this 6th Intra Moot Court competition. And this UMLA is close to my heart because right from the inception of the starting of the UMLA, I was associated with this UMLA, and I cannot forget Justice Abhay Woknaw, who is a judge of the Supreme Court of India, who supported strongly, and then Vice Chancellor in starting this University Law Academy. So I am it's really very happy moment, a great privilege, great honor for me to grace this occasion. And I also appreciate the efforts of the non-teaching staff, as rightly told by Dr. Swati ma'am, because we cannot forget the efforts initially and also right now. And I never imagined that under the leadership of the director, you have done such a great progress and achieved such a great height under the University of Mumbai Law Academy. Now, coming to the point, because I have got a limited time constraint, and your MCS team has already mentioned 10 to 15 minutes, because so I can't highlight. I wanted to highlight many things, how to be for many parameters which are necessary for becoming a successful lawyer, whether litigation or the non-litigation side. And as all of you know, that Bar Council of India and the university has made it a mandatory component, that clinical legal education, and one of the important component of the clinical legal education is the moot court competition or the internship, and many other aspects are there. But moot court competition and mooting is one of the very important aspects, which was not there in our times, and because law itself was a last option in our times, and there was no such like court competition, and little bit practical was there. Virtually, it was just like a theoretical. And not only me, myself, but all our senior people, maybe elevated up to the High Court and the Supreme Court, even became judges of the Supreme Court. We never undergone all these practical exercises. But it's a welcome step on the part of the university and supported by the Bar Council of India, that mooting and the internship and many other aspects of the clinical legal education have been made an important component of this your curriculum. And as somebody has already mentioned, that the main objective is to equip the students with the advocacy skill. It's a dramatic representation. It's a replica of the actual court. So your students are coming, one for the applicant, appellant, and then another for the respondent, and one researcher. With the help of this team, actually, you are trying to articulate the arguments before the court on the basis of the facts and the legal issues. And you get analytically examine the issues and try to differentiate the various case laws as supported by the sound justification and the reasons in favor of that particular case law. So it's really a very enriching experience, not only your college, but in India, there are about 24 national universities. There are more than 17 advocates practicing in various courts in India. In Maharashtra, only Bar Council of Maharashtra has 1,76,000 advocates properly registered under the Bar Council of Maharashtra, and with so many schools and the colleges, maybe national school, leading colleges like UMLA or the autonomous and the private universities, it is the second largest scale of the legal professional legal education in the world after the United States. And I think that's why legal knowledge and the legal curriculum is very important, because ultimately the basis is the legal education. And unless you prepare the students of that level up to that mark, the naturally it will going to have an impact on the legal profession. And not only your mooting skills are there, advocacy skills are there, you prepare the memorials, and that is the drafting skills which enhance your drafting skills. Then your case law, identification of the case law, analysis of the case law and the facts in your fair, and the all justification. All this I did not go because time constraint is there. So this is the basis. But another important point is that you interact with the students, you interact with the judges, maybe advocates or the actual judges, and that give you insight into the developing laws and what should be there, what should not be there. Not only that, it encourages your confidence. Then moreover, it gives you the persuasive power, because in the court of law you will find that moot court is one of the aspects. When you actually join the court of law, whether the litigation or the non-litigation side, you will come to know that many things are something different than the moot court, which is one of the aspects. Internship one of the aspects, but actually when you join the legal profession, whether the litigation or the non-litigation, you find that there are many more things are there. Recently, I met one High Court judge. I may not be able to mention his name, but he was telling me that some stores directly came and they started arguing before me, and I told them, no, this is not the way. You have to prove the case. You have to lay down the evidences. What happened in the trial court? Many things are there, so you cannot directly start with the argument. So because he was not, he attended some of the moot court. He started that it is just like a moot court, And he directly started with the argument. Then that judge convinced that particular student who was from a national law university, and he said that no, this is not the case. You have to also lay down the evidences. You have to prove your case like that. You have to substantiate your case. You have to justify your case law like that. So that is also, this is one of the aspects moot court. But when you actually join the court of law and you actually appear in the court of law, then there are many other aspects which may not be taught in the legal, because it's not possible in the law school. Law school has a particular typically legal syllabus is there that we have to professor have to complete that syllabus. But many more things are there which we have to learn after joining, and that may be the beginning of the legal profession. So legal education just is the basis of the substantial law. Legal profession starts beginning when you join the seniors of the chamber of some judge or a chamber of senior advocate, and that will be a real beginning of your legal profession. Then not only that, after joining the profession, you will come to know many other perspectives. This may not be a time, and time constraints are there. Actually, some other occasion I will request Director Swati ma'am. Some other occasion we'll discuss about what are the parameters which are necessary for becoming a successful lawyer beyond the academic side. Because fortunately, I have got the experience of the academic experience of the 35 years in many of the leading colleges in this country, and then now I'm in the profession. So I have a mixed experience of the academics and the profession. So I can tell something different to the students, which may not be available in the syllabus, and on other occasion we can discuss on this point. So we have to change, because you know that no COVID is there, Corona was there, Corona-19 first wave, second wave, third wave is on the way. Sometimes what happens, let us see. But all these things happening are there. So considering the changing situation, considering the climatical situation, considering the COVID situation, post-COVID situation, you will find a lot of change in the system, not only the legal system, entire system of the country and the world and globally. And in India also, you'll find that now whether now education, we are discussing virtually. That's why I'm able to connect with you from Nagpur. Actually, I was a little bit worried whether I have to go physically to Bombay. Then Swati, I discussed the Swati man and Nidhi, and he said no, sir, it's virtual, but it's okay, because I was having some other assignment at Nagpur. So then, so because of all this virtual system, I could be able to connect with you. So this is the advantage. So one of the greatest advantage you can get is that you can virtually impart legal education. You virtually can connect the court. Right, sitting at the Mumbai or the Nagpur, you can directly connect the Supreme Court judge. I explained that Justice Dhananjay Chandrachud, that there is a particular mechanism, system is there. So what I mean to say that you need to know all these things. So how to file the case, how to e-register the case, how to appearance before the e-court in this country or the globally or the international court of justice. So after all this, your minimum exercises which are required, which are a part of the component of the syllabus, you need to know all these things, and we can have a special discussion on this point, because there is also, so you have to be techno savvy. You are having all the knowledge, you don't know anything about the computer, you have all the knowledge, you don't have knowledge about how to connect with the people or the net like that. So that knowledge may be futile. Actually, it is just like a zero knowledge. So these are some of the things just I want to highlight, because many teams are participating, and I also wish all the teams and the faculty and the members are there. And you don't feel that only if you are not from a privileged family, or you have got a very good background or a big background or the privileged background, that you can become a successful lawyer. I am from, somebody told that I am also from a small place, small village. It's not necessary. Advocate Ram Jetmani was having a humble background, small background. Fali Nariman was there. Then Nani Palkhiwala was father was having a laundry at Kulaba. Chief Justice like Justice K.G. Balakrishna, Chief Justice of India, former Chief Justice S.H. Kapadia, or Chief Justice, present Chief Justice Mr. Ramanna. So he's also from agricultural background, father is agricultural. So you see that not necessary that there should be a privileged background, but there should be dedication and expertise. You have got a dedication and the efforts and the expert in a particular field, then you are bound to success in that particular. Instead of not having that privileged background, if you are having your father and parents are having the judiciary or the advocacy, then that will be supportive, but not necessarily you can become a successful lawyer. Secondly, interpersonal relationship and the human psychology is very important. You need to understand the system where you are staying, what type of system is there, whether the social system or the political system. If you don't understand, you want to become a criminal lawyer, and there are no criminal cases, there's no use of starting criminal practice in that particular area. If you don't know about the judicia of the various courts where you want to practice, then it may be a futile exercise. It may be just academic exercise. So for actually becoming a successful lawyer, and that's why in this country and globally also you'll find that many backbencher students who are not academically strong, they became successful lawyers. Even they went to the Supreme Court, not because they are not, they were having the other skills, they were having the other techniques, they were having the other advocacy skills than the academic knowledge. So you have to combine academic knowledge with the practical skills and the strategy for becoming a successful lawyer. And that is actually examples. Here there is no time, but I would have actually mentioned with names the name of the judges who were elevated up to the judges of Supreme Court, whom I know personally very well. And I could have mentioned that how the small background and the unprivileged background they achieved up to the Supreme Court of India. So you have to acquaint with the social development and even the why I'm talking of the politics, not actually politics. I'm not on the point of the politics, but political development, political system decides your course of action. Political system decides the system and the law in this country. Who makes the law? Not we people, not law professor, not law students. Politicians make the law. So what is the system? Where we are going? So that's why you should be aware of the political development. Because what happens then we say that very bad people are going to the politics. So we should be sensitive about the political development so that it can be just like a watchdog against the political developments. It's not if they are not proper. And secondly, we should remember, because this I am finishing 2-3 because of time constraints. I am very fast because I have to complete. Nidhi told me that 10 to 15 minutes, so I have to follow because this is a decorum. And in food court also you have to follow the decorum. And there is some discipline is there. That is what taught in the food court. And you have to take the permission. You have to go to the next point. You have to take the permission of the meal or of the lady seat. So that I have to follow. So I am trying to, within that constraint, I am trying to complete what are short points, and some other point we will discuss about the necessary parameters for becoming a legal professional. Now we have borrowed the system from the Anglo-Saxon system. We should not forget. We should not forget the origin of the system or origin of the legal system. Entire legal system after the independence is the Anglo-Saxon system. And then even the dress code we have borrowed from the foreigners. Even the goddess of justice from the Greek we borrowed. That is Themis. The entire concept we borrowed from the. Even the name of the degree, LLB degree. All of you must be knowing that degree is the LLB. That is Bachelor of the Laws. But it's also from the Latin. That is the legum bachelor. So that is also Latin term. So all these terms are there. Exactly all these terms and the concepts we borrowed from the foreign country. Even the middle law what is there now. Bar Council of India made it optional. That is different thing. Otherwise, all these small concepts include the dress code we borrow, and that's why it has a different impact. But law schools, I always used to suggest and advise to the law schools and the law teachers that the law college is the only platform where you can make the suggestions and the reform in the system. Our system should be changed and according to the need of the need and the requirements of the changing scenario. What is needed in the Indian context should be taken not from the only foreign concept. Otherwise, this is a mismatch. And we feel that then more than 3/4 of the cases are pending in the various courts from the small court to the Supreme Court of India. Why it is happening? Because somewhere we are mismatching. So we have to match with the system. We have to match with the existing circumstances in the country. And this can be done only by the law schools and the professors. Because in the court of law, you cannot go beyond the law, what is mentioned. High Court cannot go beyond the law mentioned by the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court cannot go beyond within the parameters of that law and the Constitution. That's why the law college is the only platform where you can change that particular system, just like Nadi Palkhiwala propounded. The theory of the basic structure theory in Keshwanda Bharti, which was not there originally in the Constitution of India, which was not, it was virtually amending Constitution. Supreme Court said that why you are amending the Constitution. Palkhiwala continuously, consecutively for 2 months arguing the case before the then Chief Justice, the father of the Justice Chandrachud, and he said that no, this is the concept which may not be there, which should be there. That is how you have to reform the system. You have to be innovative. You have to conduct the research, and then UMLA, when we started the UMLA, and by the support of the Justice Abhay, now they happen to be fortunately judge of the Supreme Court of India. We always used to discuss that people should say that we should go to the UMLA. Why UMLA? Because there are many traditional other colleges where these traditional concepts are being taught. There is no innovation in the research. So people should say, students should say that go to and join the UMLA where you can do something different. Where there can be innovative teaching, there can be innovative research is there, that can be done. That was acceptable, and that I think I trust and hope that you are going in a right direction under the leadership of your director, under the leadership of your faculty, under this MCS team is doing very well. I appreciate that because always it's a small beginning. When I started and when I mooted this idea to the then Vice Chancellor, he was very aligned to the system, and only because of some of the judges of the High Court, otherwise they were saying why this college, what type of concept is there, they were not even able to understand, because but only law students can do all these things. And I think you are on the proper direction, and some other time I will take this opportunity. I could not explain many things, but I will request faculty and the director that some other occasion will discuss about the necessary parameters, changing scenario of the legal education. Recently, I was addressing the students of the Symbiosis Law School. So I was just mentioning about what will happen within a period of 5 years. If we are teaching the same thing, which will change in the 5 years, then it will be sometimes futile knowledge, or the knowledge is of no use like that. So what is going to happen within a near 5 years, near future? What is the scenario and the nature of the legal professional education? That now we should be foresight. We should have that foresight like that. Then you can become a successful lawyer. After passing the degree, after 5 years, there is a change in system. Then again, you have to start with the system. Then we may be lagging behind from the national and the international global students. So I think this is sufficient. That much is there. I may have taken some more time, much more time, but thanks for listening patiently, and looking forward to meet you on some other occasion. I always be there for the UMLA, wherever I is there. I will always available for the UMLA. And for my guidance, Swati madam or any other faculty can give my email address or my mobile number. Whatever advice you need for the legal education, advancement of your career, or global opportunities, then I am always available for guiding you, advising the students of the Unist Law Academy. So I am really grateful to director and the faculty members and the Moot Court Society for remembering me, for inviting me for this August event of the inaugural ceremony. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your words and your insightful witness. I hope the freshers would have learned a lot from it. A very good morning to one and all once again. It gives me an immense pleasure to present the word of thanks for the event before the dignitaries present here. I would firstly like to thank our chief guest, Dr. Ashok Kende, for sparing his valuable time from his schedule and honor us through this competition by sharing his insight and wisdom without all of us. Secondly, I would like to thank our director, Dr. Swati Rotella, for helping us and guiding us to organizing this event. My heartful thanks to our professor, Dr. Nisha ma'am, for helping us, and also the non-teaching staff and all other professors for helping and guiding throughout the competitions. And lastly, I would also like to thank our MCS members, the volunteers, as well as the participations for making this event successful. And to end, I would like to call upon Nathan Shinde to close the ceremony and brief the participants about